Welcome back to the Dazed and Confused Fantasy Football League. My dog is playing with a mini Bob Ross. He loves this toy. and yeah, let's get into the week 2 recap, guys. Now, as you guys probably have seen, I'm in the fucking dumps. Not only am I 0-2 from insanely tragic circumstances that we'll go over, but Nick Chubb has seemed to gone through a catastrophic injury. Um, I'm going to put fantasy football aside right here. This is actually one of the best running backs in the last like 3-4 years. Like very much dominant player. Was in the middle of his prime, averaging 6 a carry in the 2 weeks that he did play. He got 28 carries, getting 6 a carry, and all they did was run the ball. They're stacking the box and almost didn't matter. Football without Nick Chubb is a huge loss, and hopes for a speedy recovery and he could add a few more years onto his career to keep playing because this is one of the premier running backs, and it's honestly catastrophic, man. I hate to see it, and all prayers to him, his family, and now to get a little more selfish here, everyone that drafted him in fantasy. Uh, it's gonna be a tough road for me here. If you boys can see right here, I'm the 12th spot. Two of my three running backs I drafted, or first three running backs I drafted, are down for the year in by week 2. So it's gonna be running back carousel until something works. I'm not in too bad of a position. We'll go over that in a second, but it's still like pretty fucking catastrophic for the team. New top 6. Mark moves up from 6 to 1. Brian at 2, which is interesting. He barely got a win against Austin. Did he play Austin? I actually don't remember. Thank God I'm recapping. 3, we have Phil. I love to see that. 4, Devin, which is another surprise. I love to see that. Josh at 5, Mark at 6. So that's their playoff finish. That's who they think's going to get in there in week 2. Really means fucking nothing, but I did put our differences in rankings in just a quick little spreadsheet. This obviously took like 30 seconds to make. Um, they have punted on a lot of people that they thought were going to be good early on. Greg, Vinny, Tony, all ranked in the top like 5 or top 4 prior to this, and now they think that these guys are going to be the worst in the league. Now, injuries to me, Vinny, Tony, Greg, like these were all prior to our draft, or no, after our draft, so our teams were already cemented. So that's the tail of the tape, a lot of it, but I mean, we'll see how this goes because fantasy is a really long season for a reason. Let's get into recapping. First things first is my matchup, and it's a loss to Finn. Not a bad performance by the team, but the results of this are going to shake up my fantasy season for the rest of the year. Why is it taking so long to load? Okay, so here's the game. Daniel Jones, great game. Calvin Ridley got injured. He ran into the fucking back post, and then he just didn't catch a ball after that. That's interesting, but I got some good spot starts from Gabe Davis, Isaiah Pacheco. Although you want to see a higher point total, like very efficient when running. Uh, Kansas City's just really weird with their offense to start the year. Um, he was averaging 6 a carry, man. Like, I know not to keep making this about fantasy, and I really do wish that he made a speedy recovery. It just really sucks that right after they got the game back going after he got injured, the first play is a catch to the running back for a touchdown. That would have, like, even if he played one more snap, one more, that would have won me the matchup here, man. It's catastrophic for the team. It's bad. It's really bad. Now, no, Finn has some big players from Mike Evans Christian McCaffrey. Lamar bounces back from a poor week one. Finn has a good performance. It's not a bad one from him at all. But my team really needed a fight here. And we're just going to mostly blame it on the injury. Now, the Broncos defense blowing in the late game is also another reason. Brian Robinson on my bench instead of starting over Isaiah Pacheco. That is something that I thought about for a little bit. But, Brian is going to need to step it up in these next few weeks anyway. So it's a good win for Finn. Finn goes to 1-1. I'm 0-2. Season's long, man. I'm just hoping this isn't the nail in the coffin this early in the season for me. We'll see. We'll see. This one is a heartbreaking loss to Mateo from Phil, who gets his first win in 16 weeks. Come on, Phil. Let's go. You love to see that. Phil is on the back of Jalen Hurts, who bounces back from a pretty week one, right? Yeah, 14. T. Higgins had a donut. Don't need to look that up. Bounced back majorly with 24. TJ Hawkinson won him the weekly. Yeah, honestly, just a huge performance from Phil here. And this is a team without Alvin Kamara to start. Phil could make some noise here. I love to see Phil back and prospering. Mateo, the only downside of his roster, which one I questioned his running backs last week. They seemed to hear the criticism and went the fuck off. They had great, fantastic games. Rashad White is catching all the work there in the backfield. Chase Edmonds is the backup there, and I think he just got hurt. So I think Rashad White is the guy. Kenneth Walker also the guy, but you know how rookie running backs, they're going to get Charbonnet more work in later in the season. We'll see if it holds on. But still a good performance. The only real upset part of your lineup is actually T-Law with the fucking putrid showing against the Chiefs. Musgrave, who I like going forward, just also had a bad week when you lose by only 12. You just want more from those players. And Tyreek got under projections, man. Why couldn't Tyreek go off again? But it's like, I'm just kidding. Honestly, it's a really good week from Mateo. It's a tough loss, but honestly, he's got to have his head high, scoring 120 plus in the first 2 weeks. So a great win for Phil. Good showing from Mateo. We'll see how this continues on in the season. Vinny gets his first loss of the year to Devin, who Vinny has handily beat Devin throughout the years. Not this time, though. Vinny is injury central as well. Aaron Jones, Christian Watson, and Cooper Kupp. These are all like top 5 rounds that he's lost. And yeah, Vinny might be one of the most hurt here from our early on draft with the Cooper Kupp news. Tony's up there as well because Jonathan Taylor stuff happened after that draft as well. But yeah, Vinny just has kind of a putrid performance here. Everyone's single digits besides Fields, who even disappointed himself. No one got above their projection for Vinny besides Justin Tucker and the Saints defense. But the bench didn't look great either. Vinny's key is going to be injuries. He needs his first and second round pick to come back. That'll get him back into the game. But Vinny's not in the worst position ever because these guys, Aaron Jones, I heard, is on the road to recovery on his way back. We'll see, though. A good one for Devin. Jordan Love going at the quarterback. And it didn't seem to be a huge factor as Dak was fine on his bench. But putting up 21, having 3 touchdowns in each game, Jordan Love is looking pretty solid. Derrick Henry doing his part. ETN, I hear some people are worrying about. Amon-Ra got banged up a few times in those games in the game on Sunday. And Kyle Pitts, that guy is kind of like a wastebasket. But Kyren Williams, huge off the waivers, or did he draft him? There's no way he drafted him. It's got to be a waiver guy. Yeah. Huge waiver pickup on pickup day. Big win for Devin. against a guy he rarely beats. So great win, great win. Oh, so it wasn't. Wow, it was Tony who beat Austin. I thought it was Brian, but Brian beat the only other 0-2 team with me, Greg. Greg, the Patrick Mahomes guy. You know, Patrick Mahomes only scores 17, still gets 24 fantasy points. I'm trying to figure out how to like this new quarterback scoring we got. But his running backs have a horrible showing, and that's supposed to be like the core of his team. He has Cam Akers, who is a surprise scratch. That is fucking horrendous. So his running backs are more shaky than I thought. The wide receivers were shaky prior to this game too. So Greg kind of is just as hit as me, to be completely honest. Now it's not even injury caused because Travis Kelsey played this week. Just got under projection since the Kansas City offense is looking a little sluggish. But yeah, Greg might have a long season here with me if he doesn't find some of these gaps to fill. Maybe trading Russell Wilson or Stafford will help, but he needs to get some more contributors. Brian, great win for Brian. He brought up that Devonta. I said that drafting the Eagles' second wide receiver. He's taking everything out of fucking context. I brought that up during the draft, but like obviously he's a third round pick for a reason. I was just laughing that his wide receiver one was a wide receiver two, but in reality, you know that the Eagles' offensive attack is just as even as anything. AJ Brown and Devonta Smith are actually like targets and like reception wise about the same, but he is the wide receiver too in this offense. Like I know he's outperforming AJ to start, but he is getting the secondary coverages. AJ Brown gets the number one corner every time. And by the way, that doesn't even mean he's fucking bad. When I call him the Eagles number two, he is the Eagles number two. He's good still, but he'll take it out of context to complain, man. I hate Brian. He does it without Eckler. And he does have DeAndre Swift on his bench, so maybe he does have the Eckler replacement there. But then I heard Kenneth Gainwell is going to be really involved once he's back as well. So we'll see. We'll see. Um, Tyler Lockett at his bench eating as well, so that might be the new flex here. You know, he has a good team, but I just like more teams in this league than his. I don't know if this Eckler thing is going to be a long time or not. I don't know if Swift is going to be able to hold on to this production with Gainwell. And Tyler Lockett's always going to be a 25-point guy or a 2-point guy. So we'll see how the season goes for him, but it's a great start, 2-0, one of the 2-0 teams. Good win for Brian nonetheless. We have Austin losing in dramatic fashion to Tony, who I thought had a very bad team, but the Steelers defense on Monday night gets it done against Austin. Catastrophic day for Austin. Now, Tony drafts Jamar Chase, who is having a horrible start to the year. Drafts Jonathan Taylor in the second round. Won't even play till week 5. Joe Burrow is hurt. Like, you wouldn't think Tony would win this. I'm pretty sure no, I didn't drop Graham. I dropped him in another league. Graham got -2 last week. Tony still wrote this motherfucker out there. And on the back of Joe Burrow limping around, somehow getting 17 still against the Baltimore defense, Keenan Allen being a fucking savage with these targets. I heard it's like, one guy didn't play on this offense, or it was Eckler. I was like, okay, how is that going to impact offense? Apparently, it helps Keenan Allen the most. I was not expecting that. I thought Joshua Kelly would get a little more. No, Keenan Allen is apparently a god again, like it's 2015. So Keenan Allen gets the fucking dub here for Tony, and I can't believe Austin lost. He didn't put up a bad performance himself. You want more from Judy in his first game back. Kittle, who you drafted early, he had Goff on the bench. Would that have given him the win? He lost by 1.9. The difference he has there is 0.9. So no. No, there's. I wouldn't even debate him playing any other of these players. So yeah, it's just a tough loss. It's a good win for Tony. I didn't think Tony would get a win this early on in the season. I thought he'd maybe have to get a waiver pickup, but a good win nonetheless. And much to my chagrin, Marky gets the win over Josh here. Now, of course, when I play AJ Brown, oh, it's like, no, he got 11. He wasn't that good. But I mean, honestly, Josh's team did really well. I think Tua is probably the biggest difference here. I think Tua had 400 yards against me. He struggled against the New England defense, even though they won. And Saquon Barkley goes down. Does he have a running back on the bench? He has James Cook in the flex, so then he could throw Addison there. So Josh is fine. Barkley has a regular sprain, not even a high ankle. So I think it's only going to be 3 weeks. But we'll see. Josh's commitment to Chris Godwin. We'll see if that's it. God has left us was his original name when he traded Chris Godwin. But is Godwin is his loyalty to Godwin gonna hold him back from starting someone like Jordan Addison and Christian Kirk? I don't know. We'll see. Uh, my boy, I say my boy, I actually hate this guy. Mark gets the win on the back of Puka Nacua. Obviously, he's like going to be a top 5 wide receiver. I don't know if that's going to be the whole case. He looks league winning right now, right? Like when you look at 25 catches in 2 weeks in his rookie year, you're like, yeah, this guy's going to be insane. This is without Cooper Cup. We'll see what happens in week 5, maybe. Um, but Puka is really good nonetheless. Garrett Wilson gets 2 fucking catches, but of course one of them is like a 70-yard return or a 70-yard tutter. Fucking insane. But going on though, Zach Wilson does look really bad. You wonder if he could really pull it out. Mike Williams was able to get like I think it was like 8 for 86. I actually don't know. Why is this so? 8 for 83. So he does well. But the real benefactor was Keenan Allen. Getting double digits, it's still over projections from Mike Williams, but with Mike Will, I feel like you always shoot for the ceiling games. You shoot for that game where Mike Will mulches 2 people in the game and gets like 29. Damian Pierce, Marcus made the comment that he got fleeced. He does have good wide receivers on the bench, but not really running back depth now with the Breece Hall snaps, the Alexander Madison struggle, and the Damian Pierce struggle. So it looks like his biggest issue, which you thought would be wide receiver right now, is actually running back too. But we'll see. We'll see going forward. The team still looks good. I think Kirk Cousins is quarterback 1, right? Yeah, that won't stay the case, but it's a great start for him nonetheless. He did really well against the Philadelphia defense, like away. So I wasn't really expecting that from Kirk. It's a good game though. It's a good game. Lastly, before we go, let's go preview week 3 matchups. I play against Austin. Austin and I both had tragic ass losses. Both trying to right the ship. They project Austin 110. They have me at 105. This is before waivers though. I will get a waiver claim in there. Of course they don't give me the running back edge. No fucking shit. My guys have died. They gave me the wide receiver and flex edge. They don't give me the tight end edge. They gave the edge to Kittle? Sure. And you're disrespecting Youngway. This is fucking ridiculous. Yeah, there will be changes made though. I think the projections will get maybe a little closer, but honestly, fuck projections. Who really cares about them anyways? Let's see Austin and I's head to head. The edge goes to me. We've never played in the playoffs. I've won the last 2. I really need this one, man. I dropped 151 on Austin. Damn. I hope I get it. I need it. But, Austin is definitely in the better position than me. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. Phil coming off his win going against Devin. Let's see how their head to head looks. cut dead, dead down the center. Phil has a playoff win against Devin. I don't even remember that. But Devin has won the last two in the head-to-head. He has the overall regular season lead, but the one playoff win does make it a dead tie overall. Uh, let's see how the projections have it. They're not respecting Phil too much on projections. Yeah, they're not. Okay, well, obviously. Oh, and also he lost David Montgomery. I forgot about that. Okay, so Phil needs a running back. Oh, so wait, he has 103 without a running back? Damn. Okay, so Phil's team is good. Justin Jefferson against the fucking Chargers looks spicy. T. Higgins against the Rams. He has Jefferson and Hawkinson, so really sold out there. Jalen Hurts versus the Bucks. Yeah, just because I can't see the full picture, I have to give the edge to Devin. Obviously, he has a completely healthy team, but he does have those people like ETN and Amon Ra who are banged up after last week. Kyle Pitts who is struggling. Kyron Williams who had a great week too. But can he keep that up, or are people reading the scouting reports on this guy? Is he going to start Dak, or is he going to go back to Jordan Love? I think he has. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. I give the edge to Devin, maybe. We'll see though. Next, this is always a heated matchup. This is Brian versus Mateo. Had a shit talking that started years ago that I feel like just has honestly carried forward into this league every year, and it's always a heated matchup. They give projections to Mateo pretty comfortably. Is there because someone is not projected very high? Swift, Lockett. Okay, so yeah, they're still projecting Eckler, but they don't know if he's going to play. Jacoby Myers might play. Um, Mateo also did pick up Zach Moss, which is interesting. I give the edge to Mateo here. Let's see what happens in the head-to-head, though. Mateo, B cuts. The edge goes to Brian, who won actually the last matchup. Interesting. Will Mateo tie it up? That's always a good question. I give the edge to Mateo, but we'll see. Vinny's team is in desperation mode right now. He's going up against fucking Greg, who's also in desperation mode. Greg projected 1 fucking 12. Yeah, fucking right. Why is Miles Sanders and Najee Harris projected 25? He's gotten 8 total points in the 2 weeks. This guy's got 15. Like how? Like these guys haven't even gotten 25 total points in the 2 weeks combined. How are they supposed to get 25 during this 1 week? Interesting. Sure, Greg is projected very highly. I don't know how. Oh, maybe because Patrick Mahomes is playing against the Bears. Interesting. This is again before waivers. Can't really tell who's the real winner here. Uh, Vinny doesn't have Aaron Jones and Christian Watson again. I'd probably give the edge to Greg, but not answering that one, boys. We're in the middle of a fucking recap. Next one. Oh wait, let me see. Greg versus Vinny matchup wise. Greg, Vinny, they've played each other 7 times. Vinny being the edge. They tied in the regular season, but Vinny has a playoff win. Was that? Yes, that was in Vinny's. That was in Vinny's championship season where he did get the win here off of Aaron Rodgers. Probably why that guy drafted him again. But again, no Aaron Jones, no Christian Watson. Edge goes to Greg. Last but not least, Finn versus Mark. Now, Mark has a interesting lineup in. I do see Nico Collins in there above someone like Pickens and Mike Williams. Interesting. He's had it with Dameon Pierce with the trade here, so he's gone to Brees Hall even with the snap count dilemma he has. Damn. Wait, this motherfucker Finn is projected 116. I mean, goddamn. Finn's team, as someone who just lost to him in tragic fashion, is good. Is a very good team. But who knows? How's the head-to-head look with these guys? Now I know Finn doesn't have the most wins in league history, so I feel like Finn is actually like below 500 in a lot of these matchups. Yeah, look how many of these matchups he's lost more of these in. One of these is Mark. Let's see though. Finn versus Mark. Actually tied. Tied in the regular season and lost in the playoffs. When was that playoff year? 2017. Interesting. Finn has won the last two matchups. Okay, that's interesting. Finn doesn't really have the head to head like that versus a lot of people, but the 6-6 in the regular season for Mark is good. That's very good. I'm gonna give the edge to Finn here. Finn's team looks solid, while I have some questions about Mark's. Obviously, D Hop is the one real thing you question, but the Patriots' defense is solid, and every position he has is covered. Even his bench is pretty solid. I like Mark's bench more, but I don't know. Starters wise, I think I go Finn here. Yeah, that's all I had for today's weekly recap, boys. Let me know what you think. Keep going in the Discord. Send the memes. And yeah, I will see y'all next week. All right, boys. Peace.